For your genetically engineered vaccines, there are DNA vaccines where the microbial DNA is inserted into a plasmid vector, and then the human cells pick up the plasmid and they express the microbial DNA as proteins, and that causes B and T cells to respond, and then memory cells are formed. And we use this for experimental vaccines for Lyme disease, Hep C, herpes simplex, influenza, tuberculosis, and malaria. So that's what you're seeing here, where the DNA vaccine contains all or part of the pathogen's DNA. And that's used to infect recipient cells. And then the processing of the DNA leads to production of antigen proteins that can stimulate a specific response against the pathogen. Here, this is continuing with that diagram where the DNA codes for the protein antigen, and it is extracted from the pathogen genome, and you can see in figure 2 where they've extracted it, and then it's inserted into a plasmid vector there, and it's amplified and prepared as a vaccine. And then you can see in figure 3 they're injecting it into the subject, and the cells accept that plasmid that has the pathogen's DNA in it, and they transcribe that DNA and translate it into different proteins. And then in figure 5 you see that foreign protein that's inserted into the cell membrane, and it stimulates an immune response. These are all of the vaccines that are currently listed in the United States. I encourage you to read through these next 3 slides of vaccines. I believe it's 3. You may not be aware that we can be vaccinated for some of these things. Actually, it's 4 slides. I'm sorry, it's 5 slides. Now, as far as administering the vaccines and the side effects, most are administered by injection. A few of them are oral or nasal sprays. Some of the vaccines require an adjuvant, which is a compound that enhances the immunogenicity and it prolongs the retention of the antigen. There's more benefit than risk. Possible side effects could be a local reaction where it's injected, fever or allergies. Sometimes it will back mutate to a virulent strain. And if it has any adverse side effects, then they alter it or withdraw it from the market. But vaccines are known to be a proven method to establish herd immunity in a population, where individuals that are immune don't harbor that anymore, that pathogen anymore. So it reduces the occurrence, and somebody that's non-immunized is less likely to encounter that pathogen because so many people do have this immunity there. And this is just a recommended schedule of when you should be immunized.